Good morning, Visit Fylde Coast. And it's absolutely glorious here in Cleveleys. This is Victoria Road West at the back of us here. This is the lovely clock shelter. And this morning I'm going to go and take you for a little walk and I'm going to tell you about how we've managed to make Christmas happen in Cleveleys. And a big thank you to everybody that's been involved in it and that's made it happen. So onwards and upwards now to next year. Don't forget, make sure that you've subscribed to Visit Fylde Coast. Make sure that you've got that little notifications bell clicked, because we're making other videos this morning as well about this lovely seaside town. And then you'll get the little alert when they go live online. So come with me and we will go and find out how the town sparkled in 2022. This morning is probably the wrong time to do it. But we've got sparkling sunshine instead of a look at the lights. But I want to show you how everybody's helped and joined in. I thought I'd start up here on the seafront with this video about making Christmas in Cleveleys. It might not be dark, but the frost is beautifully twinkly. And I want to show you around what we've done and what we've achieved. So this story started off with the long-term belief that it was impossible to put any new festoon lights, hang anything in fact, on the new street lights in Cleveleys. You might remember a few years back there was a paving scheme outside Home Bargains in Iceland, and the old paving flags were taken up and block paving put down, and these new street lights were installed, these here that you can see with the sort of long extended arm on them. So there's been a long held belief for a very long time that they weren't suitable for hanging anything on. So a chance comment at a Cleveleys Together meeting on the 2nd of September, so very recently, set the tone for this conversation. It set the tone for this discussion when somebody said, oh yes, we can put festoons on the lights. They were actually specified and bought to put festoons on. So at that point you can imagine what I thought. Anyway, we have a friend and ally in a guy called Richard who used to run Blackpool Illumination. So I was straight on the phone to Richard and said, are you still interested in putting these lights up? So in 3 months we've performed what I can only call a small miracle. So we've got permission from the colour manufacturers to put them up, because we needed that in the first place to make sure that they were suitable for spec. We've sorted out the funding and the insurance, and I must add at this point, thank you to Wire Council for making up the shortfall. We've negotiated with Lancashire County Council regarding actually installing them, because they manage and look after the street lights, and we've ordered and put them up and then organised an event. So I'm going to take you for a walk down there to have a look. So it might not look like much, but believe me, the effort and the work and the working together that has been needed to pull that off has been epic. So while we're here and we're at the side of it, I'll show you the clock. I'll show you what we've done here. You can see we've got some little colour wash floodlights pointing up to the roof, and we've got icicles. We've got icicles dangling round the edge. It seems a long time since we were planting the planters up, and they look quite sad at the moment, don't they? And then at night there are some colour lights inside and it looks absolutely beautiful. I'll drop a picture down here somewhere of what it looks like at night lit up. And as you can see, our little lights are on all the time. They're on during the day because they are super bright, super low energy LEDs. So they cost literally buttons, if in fact not even buttons, to run. And then we can leave them up. So they look a little bit indistinct at the moment, don't they? I'll zoom in and show you a closer look. There you go, you can see them now. So they go all the way from here next to the clock shelter all the way down to the last lamppost at Poundland. And there is a gap before we get up to the tramway, but we'll see what we can do with that next year. So one of the things you probably noticed is there's a gap. There's a gap here at Princess Road in the festoon lights, and it picks back up on this column here. And that's because we are not allowed to put any lights over highways, and apparently that applies to everybody. So not to be content with splitting the atom and managing to get some lights on the main street, we've also, you might have noticed, got some lights up on the bus station as well. So I'm going to take a walk around here and show you that, which at this point leads me on to drum roll and fanfare. The businesses that have joined in this year and put little trees outside their premises. So you can see there's one here on the Dickens at the right hand side. So these little trees are all paid for and put up by the businesses that host them, I suppose, is perhaps the best way to put it. So there's quite a few new ones this year. There's the Dickens, and they've got some fairy lights up as well at the front, which looks very nice. Can you see here? And these are the lights at the bus station. And then if I just shimmy around here to this rather fetching yellow and grey bus, you'll be able to see that there are new trees on Kay's fish and chip shop as well, which I have to say look very nice. And these are two new ones which have made quite a difference to this corner, because this is quite a major gateway to Cleveleys. If you arrive by bus or you come and park on one of these two long stay car parks, you're going to see this corner. It's going to be really obvious, so we feel it's important that it looks nice. There you go, look. Two lovely trees on Kay's Chippy, and fabulous fish and chips as well, I might add. And there's the bus station lights. So that's not as straightforward as it looks either, because we've had to get a licence from Wire Council in order to put them up. You can't just go wandering around fastening Christmas lights up wherever you want to. And then we had to try and work out, we had to split another atom and get the power to the plug to plug them in. So nothing is ever as simple as it seems. So this time last week we were all making jolly outside Iceland and Home Bargains and enjoying the Christmas event, the Celebrate Christmas in Cleveleys event, which seems like ever such a long time ago now, but it was really good. There's a separate video about that. If you've not already seen it, you can find that on the playlist. So it was a small community event, and it was deliberately a small community event because we weren't sure whether it would happen. There you go, there's the poster, look. We weren't sure it would happen literally right up to the last minute, so it was so near to the wire, so to speak, to pardon the pun. In fact, the lights went up on... So they started putting them up on Tuesday night and Wednesday night, just in time for the event, which was on the Thursday. So you can see how close it got to the knuckle. And then you can see all the little lights that appear down here. So these are some of the festoons that Phillips have got up, that the council funded through the Welcome Back Fund last winter, and this is our little clock. And currently we've only got little fairy lights up on the clock because there's nothing in the way of a power supply, and the clock itself needs Well, it needs a fettle if you look at it. It's a bit sorry for itself. The clock's stopped. We can't get to the bottom of why it's not working. The metal work really needs refurbishing, but at least it looks pretty at night when it's got some lights on it. But I have to say that there's been a totally different atmosphere in town this year. There's another tree there, look. Buff Take Me Out. Plush have got one up. Heidi Hall have got one up. See if there's any down here. The little trees make quite a big difference because at night when they're all lit up it looks really pretty. We've got trees up at Grimes and Family Bakery down here in the amusements. They look pretty. And there's been another new one there, look, at Will Travel Lounge and Marks and Spencer's. There's been a different atmosphere in town this year and people have been working together and it's been brilliant. It's been really nice. Everybody's been really helpful and enjoyed getting stuck in. We've got some new trees up there, look, over the coffee bar and jeweller's workbench. And they've got lights up at the coffee bar as well. Still some issues to resolve for power supplies and various different things. So this is the last post, as you might say. This is the last post for the festoons. And they end there. So we've got a bit of a gap between here and the tramway just at the other side of the Christmas tree. So I think one of the jobs we need to sort out next is putting a post in so that we can extend it right the way down to the tram line. And then of course we need to start thinking about next year and what we're going to do next year in Cleveleys. This is our Christmas tree with memorial hearts. This had already been done and put up some weeks ago. And it's looking very, very festive and very pretty. With these little lights twinkling. And these little hearts all remember people that have been loved and lost. I think there's one for my mum somewhere. And then we get to Cleveleys Square. And we've not finished. We've not quite finished. Because we've got 3 features up here. And there's another one to come. There's one there, and one there just at the back of that sign. And there's another one which needs to go on this column here, but the column's not been tested yet, so until it's proven to be structurally sound we can't actually put one up. So we've got lights on arm rods on the corner and Frederick's, and the new jewellers has got one up. They've joined in with life in Cleveleys despite only just moving into town. So it's all looking very festive. So if you want to get involved and you want to help next year to make Cleveleys look even more festive for Christmas, all you need to do is to join the Care for Cleveleys Facebook group. There's a recruitment event on the 3rd of January at the Dickens pub, and if you want any more information you can always contact me. Just send me an email, jane@therabbitpatch.co.uk, and we'll be starting to get organised for what we're doing next, because Cleveleys is a big town. It goes right down there and then across ways at the lights here, so there's quite a lot to cover. Lot of money, lot of fundraising, lot of work, lot of effort, lot of permissions. But if we work together, I'm sure we'll manage to do it. So that's Christmas in Cleveleys. Hope you've enjoyed this little walk round, and we will see you next time. So don't forget, make sure that you've subscribed, make sure that you've hit the little bell for notifications, and make sure that you've signed up for your email newsletter. and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.